Sadgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai, and welcome to Jagadambe Reads the Holy Books of India. Bhaktavijaya211. As you may remember, we were about to get into a chapter called Kabir's Bhakti. In the preceding chapter, there was related the story of two Brahmins, Jiva and Tattva, how they went to Benares and told their affair to Kabir. Kabir was a bhakta with intense love of God. He was always unconcerned and indifferent about worldly things. He put away all the troubles of his mind and devoted himself constantly to the worship of Ram. He had no snare of desire in his heart. Cow dung and gold were alike to him, as were also diamonds, jewels, and pebbles. They all seemed alike to Kabir. Brahmadev and an ant, Mount Meru and a fly, all seemed to him alike. A speaker like Brihaspati, the guru of the gods, and a dumb idiot were alike to Kabir. Day and night, when awake, when dreaming, and in dreamless sleep he was worshipping Sri Ram. There never was a moment without his worshipping Ram. The hopeless leper. There was a certain merchant, supremely pious and extremely generous. He had 5 sons, grown up, and every kind of wealth in his home. His money and grain were without limit. His wife was beautiful and of noble family. He was honored by all his relatives, friends, and family connections. Although this was so and everything was favorable, yet he was attacked by leprosy. His whole body became filled with worms. This was the result of deeds in some former birth. A person who has in his house wealth, health of body, sons, and an excellent wife, and has compassion on all creatures alike, is seldom found. One learned in the Shastras, expert as a speaker, and yet without pride, and of a high caste, and who does not find fault with others, is seldom found. He who is not obsequious, to whom a prince and a pauper are alike, and to whom all other women are as his mother, is seldom found. One who always performs acts of benevolence, whose mind puts aside all concern, and is always worshipping Sri Hari, such a one is seldom found. He or she who has property and wealth, and yet to whom all is clay, and who in time of famine gives food, such a one is seldom found. But according to the life one has lived in former births, that person reaps fruit in conformity to it. And so the body of the merchant had become very diseased. His whole body was filled with worms, and the stench from him spread everywhere. No one could even look at him. Everyone became disgusted. Those for whom he had cared and whom he had fed during his life, now, when he was about to die, put him off at a distance. He had not remembered in his heart Sri Hari, the Lord of Heaven. The failure of remedies. Physicians called it a very serious disease. They gave him all kinds of medicines, but Pandurang did not show him favor, and his disease only grew worse. Astrologers told of adverse planets and how they were all disturbed. Therefore, to recover his health, they told him to propitiate these by repeating their mantras. The sorceress said the goddess must have become angry, so if you will go and beg in her name, you will certainly be restored to health. He heard all these various remedies, and yet became worse and worse. If one has not the feet of Sri Hari in his or her mind, in this case, even nectar becomes poison. Sadgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai. Thank you for coming. I hope you come again.